Now, it's something that you said that I think that is so vital. And if I had to give this information to any young man, I would say, and I've said this on the show quite a few times, but I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face. We do things out of order. We'll have the kids before the stable relationship. We'll have the relationship before we have the finances to support it.
Yeah.
We don't have things in order. So you don't have the education to maximize on your earning potential, to maximize on your ability to support a family, to know what means that you have to structure a situation, to be able to have the allotment of time. A lot of us, we get to this place to where we'll start operating out of necessity, almost desperation to a certain degree, because now you have the child, and now you have to hyper excel in order to accommodate for that life. Whereas you were not thinking or even in the ballpark of creating a rational thought about the fact that, one day I want to have children. I should probably start putting money up. I should probably start fixing my credit if I haven't already established or broken it or whatever, and I should start going into learning how to buy a house. I should start learning how to, we don't get these things. And unfortunately, I'm not going to blame our parents. What I will say is that I feel that many of us in our generation do feel that we were left behind a little bit.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
When we sit here and we look at ourselves and we say, okay, I know what I have, but I'm still striving to have more. A lot of times it's hard as the parent to look back as the child and say, well, why couldn't my parents figure this out for us?
Yeah. And a lot of times, sorry to cut you off.
Sure.
A lot of us go through that slump where we get out here in the world, we start to experience things for real. We start doing life for real. And things start to hit you, things that you didn't know about. Now you have to all of a sudden start knowing about. Stuff as simple as a budget.
Something as simple as the credit mix. Like,
Yeah.
nobody can show me about the credit mix?
Yeah. You know, so it's like, it is kind of hard, and I understand because I was there at one point where it's like, man, they didn't teach me this, they didn't teach me that, they didn't show me this, they didn't show me that. What's up with this? How come I don't know about stocks? How come I don't know about bonds? How come I don't know about CDs? How come, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, upon my journey of, again, having my first, that's what really honestly jump-started me moving hard and wanting to focus on being financially intelligent, building my business and not working in my business, but working on my business, you know, being successful at it. And, you know, a lot of people right now are in that boat.
I know a lot of people. I mean, I know a great deal of us are in that boat. And we're sitting here, we're looking at our situations, we're saying to ourselves, okay, here's where it all matters. When you have to take into consideration what lane you want to go into. A lot of us, because we do so much or have done so much out of order, we had to take what was available rather than doing what we want. So we fight this battle between being fulfilled at what we're doing because everything fits, everything matches.
Yeah.
After doing 10, 15, 20 years of the same thing and being utterly dissatisfied with everything that you're doing, what happens when the person finally comes to the realization and say, I'm not making enough money?
Yeah.
You get to that ceiling to where it's just like, wow, I'm really not that well educated. Wow, this field that I went into, it really doesn't pay a lot of money.
If you went into a field at all.
If you went into, and again, it's like because when I say a field, right, there are some people that they went into customer service and they just stayed on the track of customer service. When they were younger, they just probably moved around. You know, think about it like, okay, well, you go from McDonald's to Burger King to White Castle to Wendy's, whatever, you move around.
Right.
And then you get to a place to where, you know what, I'm gonna go become a supervisor, become a manager, move up the company a little bit. And now you're doing the shift. But then eventually you get tired and you say to yourself, like, man, I've been doing this for so long, and I really don't feel like I'm benefiting from any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get to a place to where you feel that same level of frustration that you felt when you were younger, but now I have all these obligations. You know, one of the worst feelings in the world is feeling trapped into an obligation where you feel like I can't leave this job because I can't afford to make less money than what I'm making to maintain this life. Mm-hmm. I have to pay these student loans, I have to pay this, and I reasonably cannot afford to just take anything off of the table.
I'm gonna tell you what locked me in feeling that way is the promises that I made to the people that depend on me. I can't do that. I can't step backwards. There is no going down from here. There is no going back from here. It cannot happen. It can't. And I got that same feeling.
Well, one thing that I do understand, and with this, I just want this to be kind of considered. There's a difference between backsliding and downgrading to upgrade. Mm-hmm. When you look at certain things, there are some people that are holding on to so much crap that they are spending way too much money trying to maintain things. Like, why do you need a $600 car note when you live in an apartment? Mm-hmm. Now, again, in this current market, yeah, cars are expensive. You need a new car, It is what it is. But what does having a Benz or a BMW on payments, what does that do for you? Are you making money off of that car? Or is it just to appease the fact that I work for it so I should get what I want?
So I was watching this individual and he was talking about the reason why he purchased his particular vehicle. Mm-hmm. He also explained how he bought it, why he bought it, and all these incentives and everything, circulating around the purchase of his Tesla. Okay? One of the main reasons that he purchased his Tesla is because he wanted to be taken serious in the particular field that he's in. When he pulls up to a customer, client, potential, whoever he's talking to, he wants them to see him as a serious individual that's in his industry.
Right.
So yes, the car actually helps him sell his products and services.
Because you look the part.
Because you look the part. And that's how every vehicle, I ain't gonna say every vehicle, you know what I'm saying? If you just want a Jag, go get a Jag, you know what I'm saying? But have some type of reasoning behind why you want this specific car.
Well, I think more so than the specificity of the car. It's mm-hmm. more so about the fiscal responsibility of what are your goals and are the actions that you take in line with your goals. A lot Absolutely. Of times we don't even have goals. We just fly off the hip. We don't Absolutely. Prepare and put money away to be prepared to buy a car when we're ready to buy one. We just scramble up money when we need it. Yeah. When they say that the average person does not have, $500 put away or $5,000?
Yeah, $500,
yeah. A major repair on a car will send them into a downward spiral.
Yeah.
When you look at that metric, it's staggering to think about the fact that, wow, my entire life, I'm so thin, stretched out that eating out could be the difference in paying my light bill or not. Mm. And there are far more of those cases because when I talk to people about the real world, right? You have these ideas, the New Yorks, the Chicagos, the LAs, the Atlantas, the Dallas, the Houston. And I tell people all the time that it's like, those are offshoots of an idea. Mm-hmm. But real world is Asheville, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston. It's Stone Mountain, Georgia. It's these little places to where life is very simple, to where when you come from a major metropolitan area, you have this idea that the world works a certain kind of way. But majority of people, we were just having this conversation last night, that if I'm in a field to where I'm in IT and I'm like senior executive level IT, why would I move to a small town in central Illinois where there's no industry for it?
Right. That makes absolutely no sense.
Makes no sense.
No.
So if I have to travel 2 hours from Kankakee, or travel an hour and a half from Kankakee, Illinois, to go into Oak Brook, Illinois, just to go back and forth to work, okay, cool. What is my reasoning? Is the quality of life that's provided out there in that area, does it make sense to do the commute? That, hey, look, my kids are here, it's a better life, it's cheaper to live, it's whatever the situation is, and I don't mind taking that trip because the win drastically outweighs the drive.
There you go.
If that's the case, I have nothing to say. But if you are somebody that's a skilled person that are looking to live and work and raise your children all within proximity, why would you take that skill set someplace to where it's non-existent?
I have no idea, man. Like, I can't put my finger on a situation like that at all. To me, that's hustling backwards.
But there's a reason why I stated that, is that a lot of people make decisions with no plan. As we were talking about the kids, as we were talking about the not purchasing the house, not being able to have level of foresight as to what I like and what are the steps to be able to do those things. We don't get there until we're there. And now we're scrambling to pick up the pieces and make real-time decisions for things that should be 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. If you're gonna go to school to learn something, what is that field paying you? Where in the country is that field gonna pay you the most money?
I don't think anybody ever looks that deep.
I don't say anybody, because again, you don't have generational wealth in any capacity.
I don't say all. My bad.
You said
not,
anybody.
Not
You said
all.
anybody.
Not
Okay,
all.
okay, all right.
For the not all police.
Right.
Okay.
Not all.
But majority of people that go into a field, they go into that field either because they were introduced to it because of a certain situation, or mom, dad, brother, sister, somebody around, they were able to see this particular field. You know, reasons vary, okay? But we never go as far as to dig that deep and to find out, okay, how much money can I actually make? Top tier. How much does the top tier in this field make? How much does the low tier in this field make? Where in the country are they making the most money in this field? Where is it the most demanded at? You know, we don't look at that.
You know, and even with that, it's like one thing that I've been talking to people about a lot and having conversations about, just like really understanding your area, is that it's not always about you being that person who can do this thing. What other things can you do that ties into it? So let's say you're an electrician. Okay, cool. I understand electricians, this, that, and the third. Well, what other things that tie into doing electrical work do you do? So am I an electrician that only works for ComEd? Am I an electrician that's licensed and bonded that can go out and go do electrical work for commercial real estate or for new home developments and stuff?
Right.
Where else, how far within certain realms are you capable of going?